What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Dark X-Men issue number 2. In the wake of Orcus's relentless anti-mutant campaign, Madelyne Pryor has assembled her own team to seek out and protect mutant refugees. The most recent recruits are Gimmick, Gambit, and Maggot. Unfortunately, while Madelyne and her team succeeded in getting them out, the battle cost them Archangel and Havoc. While Madelyne was able to revive Havoc using her dark magic, Archangel's body fell into the hands of Orcus. And that is not the only weapon that they have hidden up their sleeves. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we dive into this issue, we get some insight into Madelyne Pryor. We see her sitting on her throne with her Bamf dragon standing right next to her. There are few worlds throughout the multiverse which Madelyne Pryor lives a good, simple life. But there are realms in which she ascends to power. One such Madelyne devoted herself to fully corrupt magic, becoming so feared that she was drawn into a conflict that spanned all universes. She lost, but she did survive. And in exile on Earth that was not her own, she fought the X-Men as Madelyne Pryor's often do, and she lost again. This is when she was cast into the depths of limbo. She did not survive this final banishment. When an Orcus research unit discovered her in a forgotten corner of this timeless realm, there was nothing left that resembled the young woman who once bore that name. This is what takes us to the undisclosed Orcus Black Site, all that remains of what was once Madelyne Pryor, the Goblin King that the Orcus now has. And Orcus has given them Archangel. We don't know what she is about to do to him, but we can only assume the worst. This is what picks us up at the Limbo Embassy. We see that Alex is in rough shape, choking on his own blood on the verge of death. Madelyne Pryor is telling him that they don't have the luxury of golden eggs any longer, that if he bleeds out, she will raise him from the dead and kill him herself. When Gambit tries to come into the room, she slams the door shut. While she is focused on this on the outside, we have Maggot, who is irate. He wants to go back and save Archangel right this minute, that Warren needs saving, but everybody is opposed to this. Even Gambit tells him that it's already too late, that he knew the risk, that if they go back now, all of them get caught. With Maggot storming off, this is when Madelyne Pryor and Havoc come out of the room. Havoc looking straight up like a dead body, but for the time being, he's at least back with the land of the living in some way, shape, or form. And Havoc introduces himself to Gimmick, the mutant that they went to save. But she's also been thinking about changing her name to Fate, with everybody on board with her name change. This is what takes us back over to Orcus. We pick up with Agent Valance and Kroll. These guys are independent contractors within the vast convoluted hierarchy of Orcus. Though no one would admit it, Orcus top brass isn't quite sure how these guys even got hired in the first place. But the duo's knack for acquiring and deploying unique assets justifies their high costs. Under their direct supervision, Orcus lost 63 units during the capture and containment of the variant Goblin Queen and her Bamf dragon. Despite the possibilities inherent, Orcus was uncomfortable holding a demon sorceress who also possessed Omega-level mutant abilities. The Goblin Queen became one of the first earliest test subjects for a new method of deactivating the XG, a concoction derived from Blight Swill. But the Goblin Queen, she cackled at this. She had claimed that she had outgrown her mutant abilities a long time ago, but Kroll and Valance's personal files are heavily redacted, even by the secretive standards of the agencies that fed into Orcus. It is, however, very well known that Valance specializes in the arcane, while Kroll's area of expertise is in cybernetics. This is where we see the body of LCD, the android that was created by Donald Pierce to kill Wolverine. She was designed to self-destruct when near Wolverine. However, since she was given a maximum logic system, she refused to sacrifice herself and reprogrammed Albert. But Albert, he was the one sent after the Dark X-Men. Our X-Men had taken him down, but what they didn't know is that Albert had a black box in his system. Everything that Albert sees and hears is coming through clear as day. And so as our Dark X-Men have conversations, we see that Zero has really combined with this Albert. Coming into the room, seeing that Maggot Gambit is essentially leaving the Dark X-Men. The fact that they are doing nothing about Archangel, he's done. But this is what takes us over to the Mercy Crown. Madelyne Pryor's Cerebro. She is going and looking for another mutant. Xavier's invention is psychic in nature. Madelyne Pryor's Cerebro, it traffics in souls. As she puts it on, she says she can feel them all. From Iceman to Mystique, Bishop to Callisto. Asking where is a good place to start, they head off to Mexico. With them bamfing in, they have gotten close enough to where they don't spook the individual they have come to save. Gambit, Maggot, and Implate, they got a mission of their own. While Gambit doesn't want to break up the team, they gotta save multiple people at the same time. One at a time simply isn't going to cut it. With Fate staying behind with Madelyne Pryor, the mutant that they have come to save here in Mexico is around the same age. Madelyne believes that this will make it easier for them to be accepted, and so as Gambit and the others leave, Madelyne and her team, they make their way up the hillside. With Fate being a metamorph, we see her form her own suit, and they prepare to go save this mutant. Meanwhile, we pick up in the waters outside of Madripoor. We pick up with Callisto, with a handful of Morlocks. The night that Orcus attacked, Callisto was in Madripoor, and when Charles Xavier's psychic command compelled mutants to step through the nearest Krakoan gateway, a number of Morlocks were simply too far out to sea to reach a portal in time before they shut down. As she sits and stares at the sunset, she sees something on the horizon, telling everybody to get down. Within a matter of seconds, we see this ship, it is cut through. Someone has just flown through and decimated most of the Morlocks. And so when Gambit and the others bamf in, they look around and they're like, what the heck is going on? What did this to you guys? And when they look up to the sky, what they see is Archangel. Except this Archangel, now under the control of the Goblin Queen. This is now Hell's Angel. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So, not a bad story. It was really convenient that Orcus just so happens to find a Goblin Queen. But I guess you gotta balance the scales somehow. Because Madelyne Pryor being an Omega level, anybody that they truly stand against never had a chance. The only way to even these odds is to introduce someone as powerful. And so we get to see yet another Goblin Queen. One that has the ability to take over anybody, to make them her puppets, as we see with Archangel. But this issue wasn't horribly eventful. It was more revealing about the Goblin Queen and the agents more than anything. But these series really are going to show that mutant kind is just doing whatever they can, saving as many people as possible. But even saving people one at a time, this isn't going to do anything in the big picture. You save a couple of lives here and there, but Orcus is still thriving. They are still winning. And so if Madelyne Pryor plans to do anything to stop Orcus, if she truly wanted to help mutant kind to save these lost souls, she would be focused on Orcus. Instead, she is focused on the individuals, which I won't say is unimportant, but in the grand scheme of things, with her ridiculous amount of power, surrounding herself with very powerful individuals, they have the potential to turn the tides of this war. The way I see it, Madelyne Pryor is thinking too small. She needs to think bigger, how to bring this all to an end. But regardless of what happens, the confrontation with the Goblin Queen, this is inevitable. By the end of this series, we are gonna have Madelyne Pryor versus Madelyne Pryor. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with the Fall of X, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with this event. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.